Mike, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thank you to everybody rocking with the channel. Thank you to everybody subscribed through the channel, who shared a video, shared what we're doing over here. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, you can hit the Cash App that's right up there, or you can hit the link in the description to the link tree. And big thank you to my newest members, Aku Russell and Monique Storm. 9-second applause. Thank you. All right, we got two stories today. One is an update and one is hilarious. We'll start with the update first. Now, Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright has been hyper critical of Jay-Z, of Diddy, making allegations for years, the type that are included in these civil filings on Diddy and now on Jay-Z. So a lot of things are way worse. We talked about this the other day in the story about Jay-Z being named in this civil suit alleging Grape. He and Diddy allegedly graped a 13-year-old girl following the VMAs at an after party in 2000. We speculated that Jaguar Wright was going to be talking, and she came out day one of this story. Jaguar Wright sat down with Popcorn Planet. It's actually a large YouTube channel. They're approaching 1 million subscribers, but the host here, Anthony Signor, if I'm pronouncing that right, he's also the guy behind Honest Trailers. I love Honest Trailers. 1 second applause for Honest Trailers. But this is a big platform. And so she sat down for a 20-minute conversation. And this conversation here is crazy. I am not going to react to a lot of things that she is saying in this conversation. I'll be upfront about that. But there is a part that I do feel is valid. So in this piece of this conversation, she reacts to Jay-Z's statement. And so here's Jaguar Wright.
What I find interesting about that statement is what's not in it. There is no absolute denial. I hear ridiculous, preposterous, but I don't hear, I did not do that. More importantly, he's still having a hard time saying his friend's name. Diddy. You're not being accused of this independently. You're being accused of doing this with Diddy. Say something. I know that my friend is in trouble for all of these things. And as unfortunate as that is, it's not me. Say something, but you're still trying to pretend like you don't know him. And that's a problem. Because this isn't just your case. This is you and Diddy. And you still not mentioned him at all. But worse than that, he wants to talk about people being ambulance chasers and being, I don't know. My father was a Marine. My father, simplify. Hoorah. My money's on Tony Buzbee. And what I will say to everyone is, rather than getting into who's right and who's wrong, just listen to the facts. Just listen to the facts and let the details go. But the one thing that man did not do was still acknowledge the fact that Diddy is his best friend and he was there during his reign of terror for all of it. A willing participant.
Yeah, it's pretty telling he never condemned Diddy once, and now he's coming forward hard just to save his own butt.
That would have been the time to do it. That statement would have been the time to condemn it. I haven't said anything before now, but this has gone too far. My friend is going through some very unfortunate things. I do not condone what he's done, but I didn't do it. None of that is there.
100%
With all of
agree.
the intelligent people that helped write that statement, nobody thought it was important to say, hey, we condemn what Diddy has done. This is terrible, but hey, it ain't me.
I mean, that's an interesting series of points Jaguar just dropped. Interesting series of points. He still hasn't, at least in that letter, he doesn't mention Diddy. We went through that letter in detail the other day. You know, he is a very aggressive statement that was released. But there is no mention of Diddy. And so let me know what you think about what Jaguar Wright had to say about that part. 50 Cent. 50 Cent was on Big Boy. 50 Cent was on Big Boy. And he talked about what he sees from that statement from Jay-Z.
So recently we just saw, which I can't. We look at the accusations,
Yeah.
you know, and we're gonna get to Diddy as well. But you look at the accusations, and there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old
Right,
teenager. And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was that the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer, because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says like, you're gonna find out like how I'll handle this. Like, and that's an attorney.
See, that's an interesting take there too. I hypothesized that Jay just wrote that, like he might have had that in the cut, because it seemed to respond to more than what the court filing had said. But he thinks Jay's lawyer wrote it because of how combative it is.
Attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say those
right.
things. Yeah.
When you see things like this, Fifth, and there's times when, like, I saw this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this is on your
Put that up.
yeah, this is
that
on
50?
yeah, it says I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, you know, the NFL, they do not like people putting no smut on their name. And, you know, I raised the question too about the Christmas Day Beyonce performance. So, you know, that's 50 Cent's, at least one of 50 Cent's reaction. He also, as you saw in that clip, he posted on Instagram, are we still doing the Super Bowl? I'm asking for a friend. He confirmed he's asking for Kendrick. There are new developments. Now, if you remember the details of this case around the 2000 MTV VMAs, allegedly this crime took place at an after party in 2000. Here's an article from the Daily Mail. This was posted October 30th this year, 2024. And so this was around the initial filing that Tony Buzbee made that only named Diddy at that point in time. And so here's what it says. It says, Diddy and Jennifer Lopez seen having heated argument in unearthed photos from same night he's accused of graping 13-year-old girl. Newly unearthed photos show Sean Diddy Combs and then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez locked in a heated argument on the night he is now accused of graping a 13-year-old girl. The music mogul and singer who famously dated from 1999 to 2001 were snapped attending a star-studded after-party for the 2000 VMAs in New York City, where they were later seen having a dramatic confrontation. The photos were taken at the now-defunct Lotus nightclub on September 7th, 2000. The same evening, a new lawsuit alleges Diddy SA'd a young girl in front of two unidentified celebrities. Well, we know one of them has been identified as Jay-Z, allegedly. But per the filing, Jay-Z is at least one. They said the second one was a woman. And so allegedly, I guess that, you know, the timeline puts J-Lo as, at least that's the woman he was dating at that point in time when this alleged crime took place. The article continues, a guest who attended the exclusive bash recalled witnessing the spat, which ended with the rapper making an early exit with his entourage and a group of girls. Diddy held a crystal bottom the entire time serving his guests, according to the source. Everyone was dancing and enjoying themselves, but as the night progressed, tensions rose between J-Lo and Diddy. Images obtained exclusively by the Daily Mail captured the moment an irate J-Lo shouts at the Bad Boy founder in the middle of the party before walking away. So these are the images. These seem pretty famous. I feel like I've seen these before at some point in time. And here's another one. This one is actually kind of funny to me because, like, this guy is paying attention to it. I think this dude right here is paying attention to it. These people, they don't give a, they don't care. They don't care at all. They're going in. They're having a good time partying. And here's J-Lo and Diddy. So that calls into question, again, the allegations. There's been a few posts in the past couple of days that have talked about, you know, Diddy was at Lotus that night. You know, there's another one that says Jay-Z didn't even go to an after party at Diddy's house that night. One of them says that Diddy didn't even own a house at that point in time. He had a an apartment on Park Avenue at that point in time too. So, this is an update that, is relevant to this timeline that's in this filings. And there's more. Here's a breaking story that's a part of this. New letter from Jay-Z's lawyer in Grape lawsuit says a woman contacted his office about her experience with Tony Buzbee. When the woman declined to adopt the version of events proposed by members of the Buzbee firm, she was summarily dropped as a client. So in the story we covered the other day, we talked about how Tony Buzbee was actually sued twice after reaching out to Jay-Z for a private mediation. Okay. Now, there's a number of you who are asking what private mediation means. It seems like a private conversation. Confidential mediation, I think, is the term. What is a confidential mediation? To me, a confidential mediation is to have a meeting to discuss privately how much money you're going to pay the alleged victim, right? And so, but to this point, Buzbee had said he'd been sued twice. To Jay-Z's letter, he said that he is going to attack him publicly. He's going to go after him publicly because Jay-Z is different. That's what his letter said. And so perhaps this is one of the first glimpses of what Jay-Z means. Here's the letter that Jay-Z's lawyer submitted to the court. Okay. It says, to the Honorable Annalisa Torres, on December 8th, 2024, that was 2 days ago, plaintiff filed an amended complaint naming my client, Sean Carter, as a defendant in this lawsuit. We filed a motion seeking to have the court decline to permit the plaintiff in this case to proceed anonymously. As noted in that motion, plaintiff's attorney, Anthony Buzbee, has engaged in a campaign to leverage unfounded and heinous allegations against celebrities to secure large settlements. He seeks neither justice nor peace for all his victims. He seeks only to benefit himself. Now, this sort of echoes a lot of the sentiments that were in Jay-Z's letter. He said, hey, if I'm that bad, if these crimes are so heinous, why not go after me with criminal charges, for example? So this seems to carry that same narrative. On the afternoon of December 9th, 2024, after we had submitted the motion and accompanying exhibits, our offices received outreach via phone call and email from an individual who provided her name to us, though wishes to remain anonymous. Mary Henderson spoke to this woman, who informed Miss Henderson that she had previously reached out to the Buzbee Law Firm with respect to allegations of trafficking and abuse unrelated to Mr. Combs or Mr. Carter. So it was a totally separate incident, completely separate incident. The Buzbee firm representatives with whom she spoke asked the woman when she met Diddy, even though her account did not relate to Mr. Combs at all. Members of the Buzbee firm encouraged this woman to pursue her claims anonymously, even though she did not have any interest in doing so. When the woman raised wanting to talk to law enforcement, she was informed that it was not encouraged. After several outreaches, the woman again spoke with members of the Buzbee firm, who she felt were pressing her to make allegations of being drugged, held down, and physically assaulted. Allegations that were not true. When the woman declined to adopt the version of events proposed by members of the Buzbee firm, she was summarily dropped as a client. Though the woman provided her identity to Miss Henderson, she wishes to remain unnamed at this time for fear of retaliation by the Buzbee firm. This information provided by this woman is in the declaration of Mary Henderson attached hereto as Exhibit A. This information, which came to Quinn Emanuel unsolicited, is further evidence in support of Mr. Carter's right to thoroughly investigate, test, and respond to the spurious allegations that have been levied against him. We respectfully request that the court consider this additional information, which was received by Quinn Emanuel only after the filing of yesterday's motion was complete, in connection with the motion to deny the plaintiff's request to proceed anonymously. So to me, this registers as them reinforcing this narrative that Tony Buzbee is an ambulance chaser. So what this is basically saying is that there was a woman who called up Jay-Z's law firm's office, said that she reached out to the Buzbee firm because she had been assaulted. Whoever answered the phone or answered the intake from Buzbee firm pressured her to say that she was a victim of Diddy in ways that are very similar to the other 120 or so clients they say they have that were violated by Sean Combs. And once she said she didn't want to do that, they dropped her as a client, or they refused to take her on as a client. So this happened today. The Buzbee firm responded to this today. In a statement to TMZ, Buzbee's reaction to the declaration was, "This is so ridiculous. If someone calls our intake and has a viable case that we believe has merit and we could pursue, we will pursue it. We are currently pursuing hundreds of cases against individuals other than P. Diddy. What we won't do is pursue a case that we don't believe has merit." So that's Tony Buzbee's reaction to this petition that Jay-Z's lawyers sent to the judge. So again, like I said yesterday, this is going to get ugly. And we're already 2 days after the initial filing. And what we have here is, already retaliation, legal retaliation, questioning the character of Tony Buzbee and the merits in which he conducts his cases. So those are important updates. Now, one of the questions that Jay-Z rhetorically asked in that statement was, why are you not filing criminal charges? If this is so heinous, why is this a civil suit? It feels like extortion. Well, Tony Buzbee today, he also said that he's not ruling out criminal charges. Here's TMZ. Jay-Z's accuser might take the music mogul's advice and file a criminal complaint against him after slapping him with a civil suit alleging SA, according to her attorney, Tony Buzbee. In a statement emailed to TMZ, Buzbee said he's not ruling out filing Grape charges against Jay, with the New York authorities saying, "What happens next is up to my client. It's her case. And what she decides to do, you will find out in due course." He also got a little bit petty here. Here's what he says. In response to TMZ, Buzbee took a shot at Jay, telling us, "I typically don't take advice from an alleged perp whose defense consists entirely of silly personal attacks." I mean, I'm not sure if that's the only defense. I mean, there's at least contradictory images, right? We just looked at where Diddy and J-Lo were at after the VMAs in 2000. That's out there. So the filing itself, unless there's more to it, there's more coming in the future, it doesn't sound like they were even at a house party. So we shall see how this all unfolds, but these are the updates. This is getting very testy very quickly. All of this is really disgusting. It's really gross. If they did it, disgusting and gross. And if they didn't do it, and Tony Buzbee is truly an ambulance chaser just trying to shake these guys down, that's disgusting and gross too. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. My name is Justin Hunt. Like, subscribe to the channel, follow at The Company Man on everything. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.